Good evening and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with Bob Pace. Now, there may be a little bit of confusion because somehow this was the show I was supposed to use in the morning, but I guess I used Fight CPS Stop Taking Our Children. I thought I had the right one. I had an issue this morning with my computer. It was not coming on. I was using my son's computer because mine is in bad shape. Anyway, so I had to get my old computer going, and I got the password to get back in and got it going and everything. And I guess my rush and haste, I had loaded the one. I have two shows a day I do, twice a day, a morning show and an evening show. My evening shows are Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. My morning shows are Fight CPS with Bob Pace. So if there's any confusion, I apologize. But right now I am using Fight CPS with Bob Pace because this morning I didn't use the right one. I guess I don't know. It looked to me that it was right, but maybe in my haste to get the show going. But anyway, I'm not a lawyer, but a loving man, a father, and a husband that is unfortunately encountered a bad rogue child protection system entity out there that ruined my life. And so I'm here to share to you what they've done and the mistakes I made and tell you not to do those same mistakes so you too can hang on to your children, get your children back if they're taken. Unfortunately, many of you, and I've been talking to you guys now for 20 months. I started October of 2023. And I've been doing this 14 times a week. I'm on Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. And on the weekends, I'm on at 8 a.m. in the morning. In the evenings, I'm on 7 days a week at 7 p.m. Those times are always Pacific Standard Time. I'm on the west coast of California and I broadcast from Surf City, USA, 3 blocks from the beach. And I'm here to help you, to share my stories and also to help you with the heartaches you're going through. And one of the hardest things I've found that most people have is we all have it in common, we're low income. There's nothing wrong with being low income. But apparently, CPS for a long time says that people are low income, they neglect their children. And what CPS is supposed to do is they're supposed to offer services. For instance, if they spent $1,000 on offering services for you guys, and 1 month time, the report rate drops 8%. Now there's 4.2 million a year last year of reported incidents, and these were all reported by the professionals, the mandatory reporters, the ones that are school teachers and nurses and policemen and firemen. So they called in 4,200,000. Of the 4.2, only 2 million were bogus, meaning that 50% of the mandated reporters didn't give good factual information. Now that really angers me because you expect the professionals have been trained and gone to taking classes about neglect and abuse, knows how to report it. Now, the other kind of reporter is the layperson, the person that's your neighbor, a family member, a friend, a relative, the person at the store. And they reported, but they're about 99% wrong because they use it for retaliation. It's so sad to see parents use CPS to make the other parent look bad or try to pit the children. You know, you don't alienate your children. Don't alienate. That's wrong. Just like CPS shouldn't traffic children into foster care, but they do. Because no one fights them. No one says, hey, you can't do that. What do you mean I have to give my child to you? You know, you have to be educated. Like you say, wait a minute, do you have a warrant to come into my home? Do you have a warrant to talk to me? Do you have a warrant to search my home or a warrant to search my car? Do you have a warrant to take my child? I just gave birth. Do you have a warrant to take my child? And you know the answer is going to be no. They don't have warrants. The warrants they do produce are bogus and fake. And then you got to figure out, now I don't know who to trust. Now, I try to start the live stream different every time I do. I try to start off with cases. I try to start off with everything else. But there's some important things you need to know. And one of the first things, a lot of you like to call in and you like to text messages. Now, the ones that text messages, what I ask you to do is that to make it either a comment about CPS or a question about CPS. It must pertain to CPS. We're not here to talk about religion or other life skills or anything else. It's all about CPS. We try to keep away from politics. Now, when you do so for the first time, state your first name, your city or county, and your state. Now, if you're from outside the United States, and there's 22 countries that are, I've talked to 23 countries total, including the United States, then you need to put the country after your state or the city or county. Now, some of you have states. Australia has states. South Africa and Canada have provinces. Anyway, I want to help you all. Anybody that has a worldwide internet will hear me and I can help them. Whether you're in Indonesia, Bangladesh, India, or in the Middle East, in Saudi Arabia, or Liberia, or over in Africa at like Liberia. In the Middle East, it's Libya. I don't know if I said that right. And then there is Sudan in Africa, and then the Republic of Congo, which is the newest country. And then we have Rwanda. And then south of Rwanda, we have Mozambique. And then we have South Africa and its provinces. Then we go up to Europe. We have England, Scotland, Wales, and Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond to North America, we have Canada and its provinces. And we have the United States, and all 50 states. I've heard representatives from each state, including the District of Columbia. Then south the border, I've heard from Mexico. And then down in South America, north of Brazil, a place called Grenada. And then across the South Pacific, I have New Zealand, and then the land down under Australia and its states. So that's a wide range of people. They all have something in common, including myself. We're low income and we don't have the sources or the funding for a high-end attorney because attorneys that deal with CPS are expensive. Now, I have an attorney that I hired who works for me. I work for him, I should say. His name is Vincent W. Davis. His picture is in the upper right-hand corner. Now, he is a trial attorney who is fighting CPS for the last 39 years. He's gotten back thousands of children, so he really is good at what he does. He's trained and educated and licensed in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. That's the areas that you need an attorney in. It has to be those three areas. He also does civil lawsuits when your case is over. He's filed against CPS both in federal court and state court and won millions of dollars. So he's the real deal. And he'll fight in other states. It just said it costs a little bit more. Right now for LA County, California, his retainer is $5,000 approximately. He's a $500 an hour attorney. But he's well worth every cent because he will get your children back. I hired him. He got my children back. Unfortunately, we lost a girl through no fault of himself. It was the fault of the CPS system. It's where you don't have control of people that are gone bad. Now, We have many of you that come in here over the months and they're regulars and call me Uncle Bob and want to help. And I do try to help you. This last week, we had an unfortunate family from Santa Cruz, California. And good evening, Christina Reynoso from Las Vegas, Nevada. And Bob, the email I sent several, I did those stories and prepared grievances. I did it by phone, and just within the past 3 days, I did send to Georgette. I should have the whatever. Her text really discouraging. I don't know what Georgette said to you. No, I'm glad you sent them. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel embarrassed, Christina. I value what you sent me. I value what you sent me. Now, Christina's been fighting a horrible case. I don't know. Georgette is not an attorney. So I don't know what negative things she said here. It's okay. You can, but it's not bothering me. I'm here to help and listen. I'm here to help and listen. Um, these cases are excellent. I like what you're writing in here and you're presenting the things. These are good. This has taken a lot of time. These are the new ones that you sent me. I see nothing wrong with what you sent me because I do value. She sent me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 emails, June 1st and June 2nd. And all of them, I'm glad you take the time to share. Um, what are you being sorry about, Christina? These are important to you, and you send them and share them with me. When I spend some more time, I will reevaluate them and get back to you. Okay? Okay? Don't be so hard on yourself, Christina Reynosa. She's from, Las Vegas, Nevada, and she's had a difficult case. Now, what else are you're saying, Christina? Um, don't feel sad. Tell me what Georgette said to you. What did she say that made you feel sad? You interviewed these families. Why were you interviewing the families? What was your purpose? It's okay. We can talk about one at a time. We can talk about one of them at a time. Christina, I'm so glad that you shared that with me. I don't want you to feel sad or down, and then don't let Georgette bother you about that. Okay, that's great. Anyway, I want everybody to know that we're here to help one another. I had a horrible time with my CPS case. It started with 5 years of false allegations by a layperson who happened to be my in laws, and I did not know it too much years later. We can still talk. We can still talk, Christina. There's no problem. One, two, three. Okay. Well, if I was there, I'd give you a warm hug, Christina, because it all came from your heart and your intentions are good. This is a hard thing to deal with. CPS is a very hard thing to deal with. I'd still hurt from it here, and I've been dealing with it for 15 years. My family has not ever been the same, and it's been really, 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 really hard here. Okay. Now I think we talked about, yeah, we talked about doing messaging. So also at the end of your message, please tell me about your case. Start from the beginning to where you're at the moment. If you said it once before, you don't have to repeat it again. Just the first time only. Now, I have another way you can interact in this podcast. That's to be a guest on my live stream. And that's where you're going to write into my show producer, Grace, who can be reached at grace@vincentwdavis.com. And she will help you. She will help you. Now, all you have to do is pick one of my 14 shows. I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show, or Bob Friday night show, or Bob Wednesday morning, or Tuesday night. You just pick one of them, and I say, pick a day and a time. Send it to her, and she'll send you a link. The link will take you on to StreamYard. And I use StreamYard software application to broadcast on YouTube. And that's all there is to it. And she will tell you about things you can do and not do on the live stream, such as profanity or eating or smoking. Also, no names of children, social workers, or the judges. And so, with that being said, so I'd love to have you a show. The nice thing about that is 9 of you could be talking at once. With me makes 10. If you call in, which is the next way, there's my number, 626-698-0990. And you can call into there, and you can reach me, and I can talk tonight. Now, whether you call or as a guest, you can talk. The problem being calling, I can only talk to you one at a time. Now, both either the phone call or being a guest, you'll qualify for a free 15-minute live podcast, a conference with Mr. Davis for 15 minutes. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. Now, if 15 minutes is not good enough for you, you want 60, I have a special deal that for $60, you use your credit card, you go to this website, and you can talk to him for 30 minutes. You set up your own appointment. That way you control your time and Vincent Davis's time. And that's that Candly.com apps VWD /Bob Pace. And you'll get it for $60 for 30 minutes. But talking to Mr. Davis is really a good idea because you need to talk to a professional, someone that can give you in the right direction. So many are confused, and the law is very troublesome in CPS cases. It's different from state to state, county to county. There's no uniformity around our children or protection of our children. You want family reunification. You do not want to lose your parental rights, your termination of your parental rights. Do not lose those. And the rule of thought is that when the door knocks, just ignore it. Keep quiet. Because whatever you open that door, it's like Pandora's box. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Well, we had a guest tonight. Somehow, as I told you when I started my show at 7 o'clock, that I have really been confused with my shows. I did not see the Fight Stop Taking CPS when I entered, and all I saw was a Fight CPS with Bob Pace. I think what I have to do is I have to refresh my browser. I think that's the problem. I think that's the problem. That's it. Anyway, we had a guest tonight. And again, I feel bad that the guest, let me see what the guest's name was. Okay, the guest was Kaliki Leilani. Question at 11:10 p.m. Oh, a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Anyway, I guess I messed up twice now. So besides 30 minutes for $60, you can do the 15 minutes for being a guest on my live stream. And I'm trying to help out Christina Reynoso, who feels so bad about what she was writing and exposing and everything. Okay, good. Anyway, if I can help you any way I can, I will, Christina. For the rest of you that are sending me emojis, thank you. That not a smiley face, Christina. Send me a smiley face. I don't want a sourpuss face. But anyway, there's some other very important websites too that I should put up there. The main website for Vincent Davis is vincentwdavis.com. vincentwdavis.com. That's where you can find all about his law services, and he has all kinds of things on there. There's another website that he's promoting now. It's called the Sam Store, and right now he's got a new book out. Let me put that out there. Hold on. Here it is. There's a new book called There's a new book called The Grandparents Guide and Other Resources. Go to www.stanstore.com/attorney VWD. There you'll find the grandparents' guide, a step-by-step guide how to adopt your grandchildren. It's $9.99, but if you use the discount code of my name, capital P, capital A, capital C, capital E, and the number's 50, you get it off at half price. There's other guidebooks on that website, as well as other kinds of coaching classes and attorney packages. It's really good, the Sandot store. So Vincent W. Davis's website or the Stand-Up Store are two really good websites. Let me see, what else do I have here? We've talked about okay, down here is a very important number and a website. Some of you are at wit's end, not knowing what else to do. If you've gone to the mayor and the governor and the news media and got no results, then you can go to the Department of Government Efficiency. It's a website, doge.gov. It has two phone numbers, area code 202-456 quadruple 1 or area code 202-456-1414. Those numbers are working numbers. That is the White House. And if you have a gripe about CPS, let them know, because they are investigating social services. We need to hear them, and more parents that call in, the more that they will investigate. They are investigating social services, which is the agency that started CPS in 1962 and a mandate by Congress. But it's supposed to do family reunification, and they destroyed that in 1997 when President Clinton signed the Incentive Act for amending the Child Welfare Program, which basically says the child protection agencies, the CPS systems, get rewarded $35,000 per child for every child that they get adopted into foster care. And that was done in 1997. And that is sad, because it should be family reunification. And 99% of the time, the children are taken and they're not in danger. I mean, statistics have been tough. Statistics have been tough. Anyway, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, be right there, right there. I have to step out for. All right, I'm back. My microphone should be on. Hopefully, you all are hearing me. So anyway, call Doge. They will help. Those numbers are working numbers. It's the White House. They need to hear about the problems you're having. Hello, crew. Thank you for calling me Uncle Bob. Yes, we can hear you. Good. I'm using my son's computer. Somehow the power wouldn't come on. And then it messed me up because I got in the wrong room this morning. Oh, I thought I was on the right room. And then tonight, I guess they redid the rooms and I still got on the wrong room. It's called communication. And I requested some help at 11:10 in the morning, and I didn't get a response to 7:23 in the evening. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow both sites will be up and running. I think I'm starting to understand things. What you sent me Doge wouldn't really care about that. What you want to do is you want to tell firsthand information of what CPS did to you, Christina, not what they did to other people. They want to hear what happened to you. What terrible things did CPS or foster care do to you? What terrible things? It's very, very important that you wow, you studied computer networking and community communication college. Good, Cruel. I know you have firsthand information. What Joe should hear is what they did to you to violate your constitutional rights and your civil rights. What did CPS do to you? What did they do to you? That's what you need to see. That's what you need to see. So I'm telling you all that you got to really fight them. It really has got to fight them. Hey, Tony the Tiger. Good to see you, Cassandra from New York. Tony here says already County, New York are I'll tell you exactly. I have some crazy, weird stuff happening. Well, Tony, tell me. I want to know. And Christina, tell me too. I want to know. I want to know, you guys. Tony, the Tiger from New York, says my son has been placed in Buffalo, New York, in a psych center. Won't allow me to talk to them. I read a password. My parents now, after admitting him, my parents blocked my number. Oh boy. So you're having the family members interfere with you. That is tough. That's tough. Oh, I got the computer going now. It says power energy saver on. I think I need to charge up the battery now. Okay, I got the battery charged in. I got a charger for my phone here, the blue light, and it's working good there too. Let me quickly talk to one of my family members in the background. Hold on. Oh, here, before I forget, do not lose this. Okay, Trace, here. Just came in today. Don't lose that.
Why do you have it? Where'd it come in?
In the mail.
Yeah, but that's supposed to be for me, not you.
Oh my God.
I mean, where's the rest of it?
That's it. There. I'm so sorry. I do apologize. I'm supposed to have a quiet setting here, and it's really difficult right now. Um, okay. Tony says, okay, Jethus Wattel. I don't know where you're from, Jathwa Wattel, but I'd love to hear where you're from and about your case. Tony says, by the county social services in New York, faith has grown so much since the hearing that, especially since I don't even mention it, because everyone say that tells me I'm crazy. And then Tony says, "Is that a glitch on your end? I can't hear you." I had turned off my microphone, Tony. I was having background distractions here in my live stream. Link when I can call. Okay. Jaya, Jath. Well, it's so hard with these names. Jatho Wall. What I? How can I be sure the judge allows me to change my counsel? Well, there's no guarantee about anything. You're dealing with very corrupt system. It's all about money. The way it works is you have to do your own investigation yourself. You need to put in your city and your state and the letter CPS, and then look at what pops up, and then you can ask specific questions. Then you can ask specific questions. Um, Let me know when to call. I figured you can call right now if you want to. Let me give my number up there. You can call me right now. You can call me right now. There's my phone number. Cassandra, Tony the Tiger, you can call me at 626-698-0990. That's what Totter, they do nothing when CPS doesn't give me my court mandated visits. Well, that's where your attorney has to come into play there. Hold on. They do that all the time. Now, I don't know where you're from, so it's hard for me to guess what county or state or city you're in or country. So if you can tell me Jathwo, what TIF or what TIF, I guess it is, they do nothing when CPS doesn't give me my court mandated visits. You have to have your attorney bring that up to the judge and say they've not been giving your court visits. I know what they're doing to you, just well, but you need to have your attorney bring that up in court. And Tony just says, oh boy. Tony says back to call. Okay, here we go. Hello there. You're live with Bob Pace on Fight CPS. And who's this? Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Cassandra. If there's some confusion, I do this as a live stream. This is not pre recorded and it's not rehearsed. And unfortunately, I don't have the greatest facility for doing live streams. But I do apologize if you couldn't hear me at times because sometimes I have to mute the mic. Oh, that's not good at all.
Begin with was my son had done some crazy stuff. I admit what he did was wrong. But when we sit here and he's had the cops abuse him, he was in the hospital out here in Oneonta during the fall, and he got abused there sexually, physically, and mentally. And then he finally got released because I got a lawyer to go in there and get him out. We threatened him with Supreme Court.
Right. Slow down. Slow down. Slow down. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. I'm trying to go ahead. I know you're emotional and you're trying to get it done there. Okay. We still got about 10 minutes left to my live stream. Okay.
So, yeah. Behavior problems. He has a special needs child. But he had behavior problems. He had like 3 cops take him out of here. And there were like people in my building that had told me that the cops had body slammed him. And so I made all these reports to Washington, D.C., to the Attorney General, to like everybody up top. Because I figured, why would I go one step above somebody's head when I go all the way to the top? Because if the top person is, saying this is a problem, it needs to be taken care of, those people are going to definitely take care of it because their bosses at the top are, know about it. So I did all that. They ended up releasing him from the hospital. He was home. Well, then he keeps going to my sister-in-law's house, and I tell him all the time, they're not good people. I get you want to be around your cousin, but you need to watch yourself. Like, I try to tell him this, and he thinks that what they're saying to him is right, and that what I'm saying is wrong. I'm going to isolate him. So he found out recently that mommy was right. He was over there, and his cousin had come over here and hung out with him and his sister. 2 days later, he goes over there to hang out. And she is sitting there watching her son, who is 16, beat on my 13-year-old, kicking him in the head and stuff. Then she comes over to my son and says, have fun with CPS. And mind you, the week before that, CPS had just come out to her house because my son was mad at me for telling him not to go over there. So he said he was going to kill me. But he's not going to really do that. Obviously, I'm still alive. So CPS had told my parents to take my son out to their house in another town. So I was upset. I called the sheriff's department. I want my son back. I have custody. So sheriff's department tells me it's a CPS matter. And I record every phone call, every interaction with these people. And because I don't feel safe around these people. Like, people that are supposed to protect you and keep you safe and help you are the ones that are sitting here taking advantage of us. So I record everything. And so the sheriff's department tells me it's CPS matter. I call CPS and I tell them, I said, I want my son back there. You can't just take him. Nobody served me a warrant or nothing. Like, you have no legal rights to take my son. So why he's out there is beyond me. And so I finally get him back, like, almost a week later. And then he ends up at my sister-in-law's house after I tell him not to. And he gets beat up. And then the next day he goes over there and he's threatening to kill them. He rides his bike back home, gets stopped on the way home, and the cops pick him up and take him to the hospital. Nobody calls me for at least a half hour to tell me that's where he is. And when I finally find out that he's there, I have the sheriff's department sitting here, like 3 or 4 of them show up, and they're beating on my door. And then I come to the door and I'm like, you don't have to be that rude and stuff. And they're rude to me. We record that whole interaction too. And it's like, go to the hospital, but first I'm calling my lawyer back. I get to the hospital, record the whole interaction getting there. They decided to wait for the social worker to come out. Social worker comes out. I went outside for a cigarette, and I was going to come back in when he was done. But he decided to come out of the hospital and talk to me. Like, you should have had me come inside, but no, he was outside. And I was with a friend, and we got a drink. So he's telling me that I have to sign papers for my son before he can do his examination and stuff. And I said, I'm not signing anything. I do not want my son here. He was sexually abused by one of your nurses. And, like, he told me this. And nobody will do anything about it. He was physically abused. I watched that happen. And they mentally abused him because they were isolating him from the whole world. They almost, like, didn't have me there one time. But that's, like, it's a whole other story. Like, this town is mad crazy. Like, so corrupt. I think it's the center of all the corruption going on in New York. And so I'm telling him, basically, I don't want him here. I want to take him out. And they won't let me take him. And he says, I need to sign papers to get evaluated. I said, so I basically have to sign papers so you can get paid so I can see my son. That's crazy. And so I'm walking away. I'm like, if I can't see my son, I'm gonna leave. And then I do have a knife on me. I usually carry it all the time because, like I said, you're safe out here. And so the knife drops as I'm walking away. All right? And then he continues to talk to other people about my son's last hospitalization and his current hospitalization. And I'm recording this still. And so I tell him, I'm like, are you talking about, like, hair? Like, you just violated HIPAA. And I recorded it. Well, he got upset about that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm leaving. I'm going to talk to the attorneys. I'm recording you. All this. So he says to me, he says, I didn't tell you you could record me. You have to stop recording. I said, you know what? As long as one party knows they're being recorded, that's New York state law. And they're being recorded by the hospital anyway. So what difference does it make? So then I have the lawyer go in there, talk to my son. He doesn't want to be there. We're going to go through this stuff again. And I talked to her. I said, you know what? We're not threatening the Supreme Court this time. We're going to do it. So she did. She filed the paperwork. And the day she filed the paperwork, I think it was like, she filed it on Wednesday, I think. And then the next day, CPS is filing court papers for emergency custody to be removed from me. But the very next day, because the lawyer filed papers on that. So then I can't see my son still. Like, this is almost 6-7 days. I haven't seen my son at the hospital. The hospital won't let me talk to him, nothing. And then all of a sudden, we're going to family court. I get there Thursday at 9:30 at night. I don't have a lawyer right now. So I get to court. I get a lawyer while I'm at the court. And I only get to talk to her for 10 minutes. All the lawyers go in and talk. Now, you know, this is like a court-appointed lawyer, so she's working for CPS. So they're all in there talking, plotting on how they're going to go against me. And they probably lose because the lawyer was just sitting there talking to me. I'm not stupid. So we go in there, and I did what I said and done, but I'm sending all my evidence and stuff to Washington, D.C., like, because this is really crazy. And the law firm that helped me get my son out of the hospital last time told me, they said, you know, it seems like you're being targeted. And we believe you're being targeted by Otsego County Social Services. Well, I don't doubt it. They've been coming after me since my son was in my stomach. Like, this non-stop crazy stuff. Like, if I told you all the stories, it's crazy. Like, they really took my son the last time, and I was homeless for 2.5 years. They wrecked my life. The minute my appeal, because I filed an appeal last time, because I got on the lawyers, my third lawyer, tanked it. I was like, this is not right. You're violating me in so many ways. Like, I have parental rights. Like, because the school wouldn't give me information last time. He filed the appeal. They got approved in November. CPS struck everything against me like it never happened and didn't tell nobody. So now the judge gives me my son back in March after he just had a problem with my living situation. Okay, before, like, all their accusations were wrong. And then I ended up on the streets. I had to survive. I ended up on charge, all kinds of stuff. So now you're okay knowing that I'm on drugs, I'm in the street, I have nothing. You're okay with doing my son, but you just are worried about my living condition? Why did you take him from me in the first place? That's the kind of crazy crap about me. So then I end up in this place, which this is a whole other story. But so I go to court 9:30 in the morning. The CPS worker gets up there and she lies about everything. And I told my lawyer, I said, I have all the proof. One, you didn't give me enough time to tell people to come to the court, so that's unfair. We should have more time. She asked for more time. They said, oh, it's 10:27. We have to continue. It has to go straight through. Well, how is that fair to me? And mind you, in the beginning of this whole situation, my due process was violated. Like, they supposedly couldn't find me to serve me papers and stuff. So, but they find me every time a report made. You found me every time you wanted to come here and talk to me and sit in front of my house and all this stuff. Like, and I wouldn't answer. Like, it's crazy. I have all the proof. In fact, like, everything they're saying is wrong. And they violated HIPAA through the Otsego County Mental Health. They're telling them I did not sign no releases for the information that they got. And this happened to me in my last court case. My mental health worker at the Baptist facility, which is the one working with them, I believe, to track the children and stuff through mental health. And my counselor told my worker, like, all my business, like what I was talking about. Yeah, I didn't sign no releases, period, for him. And the fact that nobody is going against the system is driving me nuts. And so we went to Supreme Court, which we're appealing that. Now I'm at the state where I tell my lawyer after court, after they take my custody away, I said I want an appeal done. And then the CPS workers want me to sign papers. I said I'm not signing nothing unless I walked out. Like, you can't force me to sign a paper, and I'm not signing nothing for you. You want to sit here and say you're working for me and you're helping me? You're not doing nothing. You're going against me. They told me I didn't get my son Medicare with his insurance for mental health and stuff, and I did. I had no help through DSS or any of them. I had to go do all that on my own, and it took like almost a year for them to give him health insurance. That was set up too, because I applied for it when I got custody of my son. Tell me how I applied for food stamps and mental health insurance, but you give me food stamps, but you don't do my health insurance. And the DSS worker that I had, she said, oh, you have to go through this program. So I call this program, and then they're telling me, I didn't have a social security card, so I had to get that. Because my parents didn't give me anything of that. So I finally get a social security card. So I called them back. They said, you have to go get your health insurance through the same place where you get your insurance from. I said, I did that back in March. It's already November.
Wow. Well, we only got a couple minutes left here, Cassandra. So how are we going to wrap this up? We got about 1 minute. How can you wrap it up?
All right. So now we're going, my lawyer, I have a problem with her. She says that she is going to go talk to DSS and she's going to go talk to the court and let them know that she's going to do the appeal. She walked through the, what is that thing called? There's a paper that you have to put in there, notice of appeal. And I told her, I said, you don't need to talk to them, just file the notice of appeal. She won't even do that until we talk to them. She just keeps making excuses why she won't do it. And then she said that she's going to let the appellate court do the appeal. She'll put the notice of appeal in, but she's not doing the appeal paperwork.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to continue this, Cassandra, because
You're on in the morning, right?
yes, I'm on the morning. I'll be on the morning at 10 o'clock, and the show will be called Fight CPS with Bob Pace. And the evening show is called Fight CPS, Stop Taking Our Children. Somehow my shows got twisted around today, and I apologize for any confusion. We have a speaker that wanted to talk on me, but hopefully she'll come back again tomorrow. So
I'll be here in the morning.
yeah, I'll talk to you in the morning. Christina Reynosa from Las Vegas, Nevada. Thank you for sharing what you've done. Jonathan Wilson, he says he's from New York City, New York. I don't know too much about his case, but he has some trouble with his mandated visits. He needs to get his attorney involved. His attorney's got to bring it up before the judge that they're not giving you your regular visits. And of course, we had Tony on the phone here. Tony the Tiger talk, Cassandra. We have Cruel from Oxnard, California, who's in Ventura County. And it's good to see her. And she's been coming in here. We have my regulars, and I really want to thank them all. I know tonight maybe you've been jumped around a little bit, but I do care. I don't want you guys to be discouraged. Keep fighting for your children. I'm here twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams. So have no fret. So there'll be a brief message from my attorney at the end. God bless you. And this is Bob Pace signing off till tomorrow morning.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted, and if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce him. This is Vincent Davis, defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last